In the early 18th century, a violent storm lashed the coast of Naples. When the ground collapsed on a small property near the town of Resina, no one could have guessed that this chance event would lead to one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history: the buried Roman cities of Herculaneum and Pompeii, frozen in time since the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE. For more than 1,600 years, the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were legends. When Vesuvius erupted, a rain of ash, pumice, and pyroclastic surges buried everything. Entire communities disappeared, their exact locations forgotten, as centuries of soil and vegetation covered the ruins. By the 1700s, Resina, today's Ercolano, was just a quiet coastal town. Beneath its streets lay a city entombed 20 meters deep, waiting to be found. In 1709, a violent storm weakened the earth near a local estate. Days later, a shaft of ground gave way, leaving a deep hole. Curious workers lowered themselves into the cavity, expecting only to find solid rock. Instead, their torches illuminated something extraordinary: marble floors, colorful frescoed walls, and statues buried in complete darkness. They had broken into an ancient Roman theater, the Theater of Herculaneum. Word reached the court of Charles of Bourbon, King of Naples. Royal engineers began to dig vertical shafts and horizontal tunnels into the hardened volcanic rock. Slowly, the layout of an entire city emerged: temples, houses, public baths, even papyrus scrolls in a grand villa that would later be called the Villa of the Papyri. This was the rediscovery of Herculaneum, a city perfectly sealed under more than 60 feet of volcanic material. The discovery of Herculaneum created a surge of interest in buried Roman ruins. Explorers and treasure seekers began searching the region for other lost towns. In 1748, just 15 miles away, diggers working on farmland near a small village called Civita struck walls and streets remarkably well preserved under layers of ash. Unlike Herculaneum, Pompeii's lighter covering of pumice and ash made it easier to excavate. What began as a search for artifacts turned into the systematic uncovering of an entire Roman city. Archaeologists revealed homes with mosaic floors, taverns with graffiti, bakeries with loaves of bread still in their ovens. And in Pompeii's final moments, the ash had captured the very shapes of those who died. Molds of bodies later filled with plaster, preserving expressions of fear and pain. Together, Herculaneum and Pompeii became the closest thing we have to a time machine, showing Roman life exactly as it was on that fateful day in 79 CE. One night of volcanic fury destroyed 2 thriving cities, and 1,600 years later, a single storm and a patch of collapsing ground opened a window into the world again. From the buried theater of Herculaneum to the streets of Pompeii, these discoveries changed our understanding of Roman history forever. Sometimes, disaster itself preserves the past, waiting centuries for another accident to bring it back to light.
Subscribe for more hidden stories of history.